Well, I got this carburetor here. I'm not sure it works too good. And I got another one. This is a oh, what is that? Can't really read it with my glasses here. It's a late model 650 smog carburetor. A couple ways you can tell. One, they don't have any fuel bowl settings, and the other thing, the idle screws are just a plastic button. They're heavy. This thing probably weighs 10 pounds, but I got it for a good price. Man, it's almost brand new. It looks like it might have been around a few hours, if that. So I'm sure this carburetor should run and idle good. It's really not a performance carburetor, but this carburetor, it's not really idling right, I'm sure. I did clean it out and rebuild it, but it's good enough to start and run something. But I want to make sure that I've got a good carburetor on it. So I basically got a brand new carburetor I'm going to stick on it. We'll see what happens. Well, that was kind of a bitch. I could get one bolt here, and all my studs I had to modify. There's just no room in there. They would hit the throttle body. And I got it on, and I was going to tighten this one, and I noticed that the throttle accelerator pump is not moving at all. Something in there is wrong or jammed. So after all this trouble putting it on, I got to take that bowl off. Hopefully the gaskets won't come apart. Well, I dug through an old kit. This thing is all cracked and bad. Here's a pretty good one. And I have a bunch of gaskets here. Something that didn't work on my other carburetors. These are main body gaskets, metering gasket. And I found a couple intake manifold gaskets. I bought some. But I think maybe one of these gaskets will work. There was evidence of a fuel in here, but my needle and seat are moving okay. I might just put that accelerator pump in, put this gasket back in here, and put fuel in it and see if I can get it to work. It should be taken apart and cleaned, I'm sure, but I'm kind of just hoping it works. Well, I got it back on and bolted down. That gasket probably going to leak, but hopefully not too bad. I could get 3 of these bolts tight. That one I really couldn't get. I'll have to take off that accelerator pump to get a wrench in there. But mainly I'm just going to see if it's going to hold gas. leaking. But you know, it started. That was weird. That's strange. Sounds like we got a hell of a cam in it. I can't tell where it's leaking from. Looks like it might be around that bowl. Do this a little tightening. Now it's got some gas in it. Might who knows? I didn't expect it to start. I'm glad it did. I got a vacuum line here I need to plug. Plug that, dig around here and see what I got. Definitely got a cam in it. Well, it's still leaking. Not as bad as it was. And it looks like it's coming right out of this bottom of this bowl. Well, that's kind of amazing. Carburetor seemed to run good. I don't know how about those idle jets, but I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference with that cam in there. Get a little steam out of it. It's probably got water in the block. But sounds really good. Yeah, this is gonna be a rumpity rump car. Well, that's kind of good news on a carburetor. I'll try to find a kit for it. It's a kind of bitch to get off of there. But now that I know that the carburetor works, really, if somehow I could have got that accelerator pump out of there without messing up the gaskets, and it's pumping good. So carburetor kit for that, it's hard to find a kit to fit that because it's that smog carb, but I'll find something. At least I know it works, and I got plenty of goodies here, and I believe I can hook my my kick down bracket will work here. Got the right linkage and everything, so it's a good deal for a carburetor. I only paid $100 for it. Can't beat that. Well, I started working here. I had a tab on the inside of this fender. It's about 5 inches long, and I just really glarped it onto the frame. That's a piece of pretty thin pipe. The other brace goes up in here, and I've just got it clamped on. But it's if you can see up there, it's almost matching that hole in the fender, and it's sitting on top of the frame. It's kind of a weird looking weld right there. Oh, that's just melted grease. So I can clamp that to the fender, and I can cut it off of the frame. It's going right here down into there. Can't really see it, but looks like it's passing the frame a couple inches. But I can make a bracket for that. Up here is the hole that's almost lining up. You see it there. So I'll get those holes lined up. Make this one. I got the bottom bracket here. See if we can see it. Yeah, where is it? Right here. I've got this bolted in. It goes over to the frame there on top. Tires in the way. There, I can see it. And I got it welded onto the frame. I've actually got a bolt there that's welded onto the frame. So this is really solid now. It don't bend at all. The whole fender's pretty solid. even back here it's still a little floppy, but once I get this floor or running board in, I left some slop in my mounts, so I can adjust this fender a little bit, but it really solidified this whole fender, and I was able to get some bolts in here. I don't know if this is showing you. I got two of the little ones in, and got room for one more big one. But this fender is seriously strong right now. When I put this one in to the frame, that'll be a done deal. I tried a little bit of, I took a wire brush to this rust here and put a coat on it. You can sort of see where the wire brush tracks compared to the hood. I didn't do anything to it except wipe it off. I really don't want to wire brush this whole truck, but I thought I'd make that cowl look good. So we're moving along. Fender's good and solid. I'm missing my header here. I don't know what this is. That might have been a what was I trying to think of? Air cleaner mount or something like that. Something that went to the end of the motor. I'm real pleased with that carburetor. I was able to get another gasket for it. I'll put some seafoam in there and that'll probably clean it up. They make a gasket kit, but they're like $125. All I wanted to do is quit leaking. So I'll fire the motor up one more time and I'll call it quits for today. Well, their motor's pretty much dead cold. Maybe my thing don't leak. Didn't want to idle right off the bat. Squirter's really put it's idling good. Definitely got a cam in it though. I don't even have the timing set on this thing right, but it looks like it's leaking just a little right there. Well, that's not bad, really. Looks like coming right out of the bottom. Well, anyway, I got a carburetor kit coming for it, or at least gaskets there to seal it. So I think my carburetor will be good. I got a couple trailer fenders here. I just tacked the panels in, and they're kind of skinny, but I can widen them. But I'm just gonna put them on here for a mock-up, see what it looks like. Well, it's on. I rotated it down to where the front is about matching that, but it looks stupid. It's too small. So what I gotta do is cut that fender in half right along here somewhere, and add about 3 inches into it so it matches up with the edge of this running board. I kind of thought I might have to do that. So that's what I'll do. I've just got it clamped in for now. It's holding it good enough to weld a piece in it. So we'll widen the fender. Well, there it is, widened a couple inches. I couldn't get that fender really straight, but at least it's matching the running board now. Kinda can't make up my mind how to do this. I think I'll just use that whole piece and just go in there and weld it to the inside fender first and try to get that kink and stuff out of it there. But I think if I work my way along it with clamps, I can get it to match this curve in the first fender, and then I can go along on the second fender the same thing. Just clamp it all the way along and tack it. It'll be an obvious fender widening job. But don't really care. I think we'll be good. So I gotta take this out of here and clean up all the old blue paint. I think this was a piece out of the bottom of the bed there. I think I got another piece of a Rambler piece, not as thick as this, but I think this would be plenty good enough for what I want. And the wider the patch is, of course, the more strong it's going to be. So that's decided. I'll take it out, clean it up, see if I can get a little better radius in it, and start welding. There's Mr. Fender welded up. I need to put a little final welding on it. It's about 3/4 done, but it's straight, not warped. I just clamp it, weld about an inch, clamp it, clamp it, clamp it, clamp it. So I got a pretty good radius around there. Looks a lot better than this little skinny tire or wheel, to my view anyway. So, and it matches the running board. So I think that's good enough. You know, really this thing ought to have that, this bed ought to be cut, shortened up. It's not a hauler anyway, but it does have a long front. We'll see. It's just kind of hard to tell. I can't really look at it from the side. But anyway, Mr. Fender's good enough. And I've got enough room in there probably for a good 8-inch tire. I'm not going to weld it to the bed. I'm just going to put a couple bolts in it. So just in case I do get a bigger tire, I can still move it around. There's the second one. Pretty much all welded up. 2.5 inches. Looks good. This one's completely welded. I haven't grinded it yet. The Rambler, the gift that keeps on giving, that was a piece out of a rear fender. It was flat. It was pretty easy. Kind of looks good. Sort of see both sides of it here. Not bad. You know, I found this other piece here. That's like a rear running board. And I can put it up here against the fender. Let's see where it's laying there. And it'll come right into this area here. And I may do that. I may just trouble is I only got one piece. But I can take the bottom edge of it there and put it right against this, and that brings the top up. I can put the bottom here and the top will come up to around here somewhere. It'll be about there. And I'm probably a couple inches short. This bed needs to be cut anyway, so I don't know whether I'll try to put this on there or not. I only got one. I have to make another one, but it looked kind of cool. It's going to be a lot higher than the other one. I think originally it was probably supposed to be the same. I don't even know if this came off the same car, but these two running boards look to be about the same condition, so I'm assuming they do. And I've got another old Ford script bed in there. I cut a couple pieces out of it. I used it for metal. This square letters, they don't look as good as the Ford script. It's an older bed. It'll fit the age of the pickup a little better. I'm not super attached to that bed. I may do that. Who knows, it might work to actually go in there and come down. But anyway, I was just thinking about those running boards. It would make it give some kind of a sense to this long back end here. I'll have to get in there and clamp it up and see what it looks like. See how much trouble it'd be to make another one over here. I don't think it'd be that much trouble. Anyway, the fender's 90% welded. I started making like half-inch passes, inch passes in here, and it's welding up a lot faster than trying to spot it. It gets hotter, and it looks like I might have it a little crooked there, but maybe just the welds. Looks pretty straight. Might be just the welds that are making it look crooked. Don't care. Obviously I'd like for it to look perfect, but got 10-inch wide fenders now instead of 8, actually 10.5 inches. And I'm gonna put a AMX tire and wheel in here. I got nice big fat new tires, brand new wheels, and I think they'll fit this thing. It's going to take a while for me to get that AMX painted. Get the money out of this, I can always buy more wheels and tires. Well, I went to all the trouble of pulling that wheel off there, off the AMX. Right out here, it won't fit, it's too small. But these things here are a wonderful tool. I bought it. I should have used it. I did roughly, but they got 2 ends to them. You put them on, and you can read. This is a 5-lug wheel, so this says it's 4.75, and this is for the wheel side. These pointy things, you stick them in, and so I know that I thought this was a 4.5-inch bolt pattern, but it's not. It's a 4.75. So, and let me check these other wheels here. Yeah, here's one of these wheels. Let's see what this one really is. Okay, this is a 5-lug. Boy, looks like it's a little less than 4 3/4. Oh, it's a 6 lug, so I look down in here in the bottom. It's a 5.5 exactly. See it right there. So 4.75 to 5.5. Well, that makes it a little better. I can probably find an adapter now. I know the right sizes.